The World Health Organization now says the rapid spread of the Omicron variant offers plausible hope for a return to normalcy soon. But the WHO also warns that it's too early for nations to lower their guard. The variant appears to have peaked in the Northeast, but it is tearing through states like Utah, where vaccination rates are low.
Stunning thing about Omicron is how remarkably infectious it is. I've been doing infectious disease control for 30 years, and with the possible exception of measles, it is the most infectious virus I've seen.
Nearly 4,500 schools nationwide canceled in-person learning for at least one day last week due to the surge. Some Virginia schools are in a standoff with the governor over his executive order, which allows parents to opt out of the mask mandate for their children. At least 7 school boards now plan to take legal action against the governor.
We do have a warning today from the CDC about trying to get the virus that could also leave you with lingering health problems. There's new evidence that shows with Omicron, those who haven't had the vaccine and then they get the virus, or maybe they have had the vaccine, have what's called super immunity. It sort of protects against the same variant and maybe others. But the CDC is warning all of us today that hanging out with others to get sick on purpose just to try and get super immunity is risky, vaccinated or not.
At this point, we still don't have a guarantee, or we don't know who's going to potentially have a severe form of COVID.
Mackenzie Grinalds is an assistant professor of pharmacy at Cedarville University and works at Ohio's Miami Valley Hospital. The university provided this video. Even though research just released from the Journal of the American Medical Association and the Centers for Disease Control does show that getting the virus, especially after vaccination, boosts immunity, there is no way to tell who will have complications, even with a mild case of Omicron.
People have heard of long COVID. Patients and people can still have some symptoms and other complications that last even after they recover from that immediate COVID infection.
According to the CDC, those complications could include everything from long-term excessive fatigue to erectile dysfunction and increased risk for developing diabetes. You also need to know that if you get sick now, the medications to treat COVID-19 are in very short supply, and you likely won't have access to them unless you are severely immunocompromised or at high risk of dying from the virus. The other thing important to note is that immunity does wane, so we actually don't know how long this super immunity might last.